In this video, we're going to take a look at how you can activate student accounts in FreshGrade Connect so students can post evidence of learning to their own digital portfolio. Let's get started. Okay, so we're inside our sample class right here, and you've decided that you want to activate student accounts so that students can post their own evidence of learning to their digital portfolio. This is a little bit different than how it worked last year. Last year, when you were using FreshGrade Classic, you would have invited students by giving them a little access code that they would type in. That would generate an account for students, and then we would change their password. Now, like most digital tools, it's going to use an email authentication process. So you'll enter a student's email, it'll send an email to that account, the student will have to go into that account and then activate that account. Now, what we've heard from educators, especially if you're teaching young students, like potentially a grade 1 student, like in this case, is you may want to go and do that process yourself. So you would just go into the student email, change their account, and then the student doesn't have to do that. They're just going to then log into FreshGrade, put in their email and password, and then they're off to the races. All right. So we're going to model how you can go about doing this. So let's get started here. I'll go into my student right here. I will go edit. And in this case, you'll see that I already have an email in here. This may have come in from my ed, or maybe I entered it, whatever the case may be. You really have two different paths that you can choose to go. Every student in our district has an email address that looks like the following: firstname.lastname@sd23.bc.ca. That's one of the benefits of going with this, is that the account already exists. It just turns out that a lot of students don't know they have this account. And so because they don't know they have this account, you may need to actually go and change their password. That can be done accessing TLC teacher tools. You should note that this password for this account is the same password that students use to log in to a device or to log into the dashboard. The other route that you can go is you can use the @learn accounts. And so if you remember those, they are firstname.lastname.stu@learn.sd23.bc.ca. We would definitely advocate going in this direction if you have maybe older students or you have students that are already using G Suite. The only problem with G Suite accounts is that you do need to go through that whole account creation consent process. So for the time being, we're going to model with using the Outlook, the firstname.lastname@sd23.bc.ca account, to show you how that works. Okay, so once you have that entered, we will hit save. And then from here, you're going to want to invite the student. Now, if you had a full class in here, it's really easy now in FreshGrade Connect in that you can go invite all, select all your students, and then send out an invite. You can also go individually and hit invite. And so once I hit invite right here, it's going to successfully send an invitation to that email account. And now all we need to do is go and authenticate it. Okay, so I've gone to the dashboard. This is the login to the dashboard. The student is going to log in with firstname.lastname, no @sd23, you don't need any of that, and then their password. We'll hit sign in. The very first tile that they're going to see is going to be student email. Again, if you go through and want to use G Suite, you want to authenticate through that email, you'll just go through this door right here. So I hit student email. I will type in the email for the student and the password. And you'll see that there's an email sitting right there. It's really simple. You just got to click to open the email, accept the invitation, and then from here it takes you into creating the password. Okay, once the password is added, you're ready to go. You well note that you have to get to this level of good in the password security right here. One thing that I would suggest doing for the student passwords is making it just involve a couple letters, a couple numbers, and perhaps a special character. And that should be enough. We will hit sign up. And now the student, it actually auto logs them right into the account, and this should be the same with the app. And again, I just want to model what this is going to look like when the student then comes back to their account. What they will do is they'll navigate to freshgrade.com. They'll hit login, or they'll use the app. They'll enter their email, password, and then they're into their account. So again, you may choose to go and do this process yourself for your students such that it's done for them. Although if you have students that are perhaps a little bit older, maybe grade 2, 3 and above, they can definitely do this process themselves. And then it's done. It's logging in a very similar way as they were doing before, perhaps a little bit longer because it's an email rather than just a login name. One thing too we also advocate is that it's a great idea to maybe print out this login name and password, especially for some of our younger students. Maybe it's on a little sticker they can put inside their pencil case or something like that. All right, so hopefully this shows you how you can go and activate accounts, whether you're using their Outlook email or their G Suite email. Thank you very much.